Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I am going to be using the Dear Lizzy 12 by 12 paper pad that is from Fine and Dandy right here. I did pick out a few papers that I think I'm going to be using. I am going to use that pink right there as my background. Now in the end, I do have a lot of white space, which is really pink space, and kind of I want to go back and fill it up a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it with all this space. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and do my title because this has been happening a lot. I will think of the title before I know what I'm going to do with the layout. And so my title is Let's Watch YouTube. I'm going to use these LE Studio and also this thick and thin font thickers. I think I got those at Tuesday morning. It looked like there was that price tag on there. So at first I'm going to go ahead and pull out some of the chipboard pieces that I think that I might want to use from this collection. Might not have been from this collection. I just have all the Dear Lizzy in one box, but from some collection. And I only end up using one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and trim down a bunch of papers. This paper right here, I do end up fussy cutting several of the flowers out. I don't do that on camera because, you know, you're welcome. And then I'm going to take this cut apart sheet because I thought I would use a bunch of it. I don't, but you can see I had cut it all out. It's piled up over on the right hand side. I am going to use this striped piece of paper in several areas. I pull out the Westcott ruler and just kind of tear the papers along the side so they'd be jaggedy. This polka dotted one I'm going to use, and then I'm going to get the floral one back out and go ahead and give that a little bit of a rip. So on this one, I'm not following a sketch, but as you guys have probably seen the pattern with my previous layouts, it's one of my go-tos, where I put something on the left-hand side or the right-hand side and just kind of put something else in a little spot on the opposite side. I don't know why this type of layout is so appealing to me, but it is. I just really like that a lot. So right here I go ahead and I'm going to line up my strips. I did fussy cut out that little speech bubbly thing. It says, "You make my heart smile," and it is going to go down right where I had it sitting. I'm going to fuss around with these for a little bit because I just have to have them just right? Right here I'm using the ruler again just to rip the tops and the bottoms of those strips so they kind of match a little bit. Here I thought that speech bubble was getting a little lost, so I just am backing it on some white and I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to go ahead and commit to that placement. I don't know why I'm using liquid glue, but I am. I wish I could tell you why I chose certain adhesives, but I never can. I think it's just whatever is right there at my hand. I am going to kind of make a mess a little bit with the glue. You saw I got it right there on that red polka dotted piece. I just kind of wipe it off with my hands. You can't see it in the end. It does get covered up by that speech bubble and also where I'm going to put my journaling. Now on this speech bubble bit, I am just going to use one piece of double-sided tape on that left side of it because this is going to serve as a tuck spot for my journaling. And I did just glue down the little bubbly part a little bit better because I didn't get any double-sided tape on it. Right here I'm measuring that speech bubble because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little booklet, and I think I only have 2 pages in it. I am making it out of this. I think I only have 2 pages in it, but I didn't want it to be too much larger than the speech bubble, but I did not want it to be smaller than the speech bubble. Right there is just cutting up some copy paper. Actually, it's not really copy paper. It's a little bit thicker than copy paper, and that's going to be where I'm going to do my journaling on the inside of the book. And I'm just going to fold it up and tuck it in there. I don't stitch it just yet, but I am tucking it in with the spine facing outwards. Right here I was deciding if that's popping up too much or not. I am going to pull out a paper clip and see if I use a paper clip, can I get it to lay down a little bit more. In the end, I didn't end up liking that. You saw right there I pull out these tassels, and that's because when I stitch the book together with my thread, I am going to hang some bits off of the strings that I use to stitch the book. I end up using one of those tassels on that side. Here is a little piece of a pattern that was from one of the cut apart sheet cards. So I just ripped it in half just to give me a little bit more color over there. See, what happened was I used a lot of embellishments that were that aqua color. Well, that wasn't in any of the other papers. So that cut apart sheet did have some of that color in it. So I wanted to bring that in elsewhere. So I did cut it, you know, ripped it up and tucked it in 3 other spots, just so I have just a little bit more of that aqua. To me, it's aqua, of that aqua color. I'm going to go ahead and layer my photo up right here. Now you're going to see this title is going to move around a little bit, and I am going to show you my glue, my adhesives, saying I'm going to glue this down and I'll be back. And when I come back, the title is going to be in a slightly different position. But it takes so long to glue things down that I didn't want to keep that on camera. Here lately, like on this particular video specifically, I had 2 hours of video, and that's, if it's sped up 4 times, you know, that's 30 minutes. That's quite a bit of video, and I can't talk for that long. Love you guys, but I am just not that interesting. So here I'm moving around this title again, and it's not going to go right there either. I did pull out that one piece of chipboard. I set it on top of the photo. I haven't glued it down yet. It says some things take time. This is a photo of Bailey, and this is the day the day after we brought her home from the hospital when she had a stroke, and she was still really wobbly. She was only supposed to stay with us for 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, for the weekend, but by Sunday she was getting around pretty good just being at home. But this was Saturday morning and she was still wobbly, couldn't really walk more than a few steps at a time. So I sat on the floor with her a good bit of the day, and she sat by my side, and we just sat there with my tablet and watched YouTube videos. So we were watching YouTube videos together for a couple hours right there on the floor. So I titled this, "Let's Watch YouTube." Alright, so here's where I'm stitching that book together. And I'm going to leave these strings pretty long. Like I said, I'm going to tie on one of the tassels. Right here you can see I still have 2 tassels there, but I'm only going to tie on one of the tassels. I am going to make this other one that's similar, but it's not really a book. This one I just adhere down. But I also put the string through it just to kind of mimic the book side, right? And I put a tassel over there. On the one that's actually the book with the journaling, I had a little, I think it was from a Felicity Jane sticker, and it says details on it, and I put it on some white cardstock and just punched a hole in the end, and that it says details. So that's where you know the details are. Right here I am showing you these little gems. They're the Halloween. I've been working on this pack since shortly after Halloween, right? I got it on clearance, and so it's a flourish, but I just take the little bits apart and scatter them around the page. I didn't do any ink splatters because I didn't want to mess this up too bad. I was afraid that the ink would get on the fiber of the tassels and soak in and look really gross, just because that has happened to me before with stitching. So I didn't even want to chance it. I know I could cover them up and splatter, but I didn't. Might go back and do that, because maybe that could fill in that empty white space that I was talking about in the beginning of the video, right? Alright guys, after I do that, I don't do anything else to this layout, and I don't know why, but I did not bring it up to the camera for you to see. I do have plenty of still photos at the end, and I have this just laying right here on the screen so you can see it. I didn't bring it up to you though this time. Sorry about that. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.